How's it going, everybody? Hope you all are having a wonderful Friday. I'm having a pretty good day today too. There's a couple things I kind of want to dig into that are on my mind. I haven't uploaded for like 6 days now, and in that 6 days, I'd like to say I've done a lot of thinking, but I haven't. The past, man, dude, yesterday was pretty bad. Not like anything terrible happened. I didn't get hurt. Nobody else got hurt. But I was doing these little DoorDash deliveries, and my damn car battery died 2 blocks from my house. So like now my car's fucking stranded 2 blocks away. I had to walk home, and I was only doing the DoorDash deliveries because I'm waiting to start work on February 2nd. I was supposed to start work. I've been unemployed since like December 5th, I think. And I was supposed to start work, towards the end of December, but that like fell through. Um, Long story. I don't want to get into it, but it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and get into it. I didn't get the job because back in 2019 when I used to drink a lot, I got into this bar fight, yada yada yada. They called the cops, and so I have like something stemming from that. But like since 2019, it hasn't been an issue. But like I've gotten jobs, I've gotten pulled over, all that sort of thing, no issue. But like now it's an issue, and I guess rightfully so. I mean, that was my fault. I have to pay the consequences from when I was drinking. That's what happens to normal people. But I deserve to pay the consequence for that. It's like for assault because I got into a bar fight, like I said, and then and then you know, that was the end of it. I like never got arrested. I didn't even get a ticket. Like I had went home that night, and then like 3 years later, like a cop pulled me over and was like, "Hey, you got a warrant?" And I was like, "What?" And so it was just kind of it was jarring to me. But anyway, I was banking on that job, and now I didn't get that job, and so like it's like okay, now I have to do DoorDash to try and like make ends meet right now, at least until this other job starts, which is supposed to be on February 2nd. So, um, you know, we'll see. Hopefully, if I don't get this job on February 2nd, then I am going to have to just keep doing DoorDash. Uh, I could go back. Well, not I could, but what I'm going to do as well, like because I'm always someone who's got like a plan D and E. But if all else fails, I'll go back to the fire station from whence I started. It just sucks because they only pay once a month. So even if I start there tomorrow, I won't get any money until next month, which means that I will still have to continue doing DoorDash if all else fails for at least another month, which is okay. That's fine. Things could be worse. I could be stuck, not having a job, period, zero income. I could be begging my parents for money. I could be begging the internet for money, which I'm not going to do. So I think the route that I'm taking is a noble one. I want to fix it myself. Which is okay. Like, I mean, again, like these are just like normal problems that people go through. I'm fortunate enough to like still be afforded the things that I have. Still got a computer that I can create videos on. For my creative outlet process, and I still got a car. The battery's dead right now, but I got a ride coming. The place that's I'm gonna buy the battery from doesn't open until 11 o'clock, and it's like 10 o'clock. So I got a little bit more time to wait. But I'm fortunate. I have my home that I don't pay rent on. So like it's not as but I still got to pay bills. It's not like I'm just living for free. It's just that I own my home. It's paid for, so I don't have to I don't have to pay rent. But yeah, I still need a fucking job. I still got my electricity bill to pay, and I still got my property tax to pay that I'm late on that I haven't paid yet. But it's all okay. I'm not. I don't want to get on here and complain. That's the number one thing I don't want to do, and that's what I've spent the last 3 minutes doing. But anyway, suffice it to say, I've been better. I'm doing great. I feel great. I'm healthy, and that's all that matters. And my dog loves me. But anyway, I did I did sort of like want to talk about like the importance of staying positive and happy, even like when you're at your lowest. I've been at my lowest several times throughout these 30 years that I've been here. I've lost my job right before rent's due. At the time I was married, so I got like my wife over here, rightfully anxious about what the future holds because I just lost a job or whatever. Because at that time I was drinking a lot, so like it was really easy for me to get fired. I mean, if you know an alcoholic, you know they're easy to fire and they can't keep a job. I'd say that's probably like my biggest weakness right now. I mean, it's always like just something. This most recent time I lost my job because I was like working overnights and I fucking fell asleep. But I think they were like kind of looking for a reason to get to fire me just because prior to that, like a month prior to that, because this was in December. So back in like the end of October, man, I had called out for like a whole week straight. I called out uh, because I was drinking. And my philosophy is like, I'm not going to show up to work drunk. You can remember me as the person who no called no showed. You're not going to remember me as the person who showed up hammered, stumbling around the workplace. That's just like, to me, like, there's nothing more embarrassing than that. Like, I'm not going to be caught dead stumbling around the workplace. So, they let me come back. But then, like, once I came back, I think, I already had, I never got a write up or anything or nothing, honestly. I just like somebody like snitched on me that I was, that I had dozed off. And, one thing led to another. I feel like I could strongly word an email and maybe try to get my job back. We'll see. But right now, like I said, I have a roadmap of things that I want to do. First things first, I got to get my battery, which I'm doing this morning. They don't open for another hour, so I'm playing some video games and whatnot. So I was gonna include a topic in here about like my thoughts on streamers. Not that they're bad. I think streamers are okay. I just it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun getting paid to do what normal people do pretty much every single day, which is just chill. My biggest thing is like, who the fuck is watching these streamers? Who is watching Blackboy Max? What the fuck does Blackboy Max do? That's what I was gonna get into, but this video has already ran to like 14 minutes. This is post edit, Bobby, and so I'll just save that for like my next video. I'll write it down in my video topics. But I only want to talk about it because it's been all over my gosh darn For You page, my goddamn For You page on YouTube, recommended, whatever, streamers and shit. I don't have a TikTok. I should make one, especially if I'm trying to grow the channel. You know what I mean? Like, I need to start making some shorts, throw them on TikTok. My shorts on here do pretty good. And so like I have fun making them. Even if they don't do good, I like making the like little music video shorts like they used to make in 2009 with Call of Duty. They had like the Call of Duty montages. Those are fun for me to make. But like I was saying though, staying happy when you're at your lowest. I mean, I think it's way easier said than done. My way of like trying to stay happy, like even though like because like right now I feel like the universe is kind of kicking me when I'm down, and again, not trying to complain, just trying to outline the situation for myself. Like here I am, jobless. On the road to get a job. So while I'm waiting to get a job, I'm like, okay, I'll make some extra money door dashing. Then the universe is like, fuck you, your battery's fucked. So then now I can't. Now I'm losing out precious days door dashing, and like it's not a ton of money, dude. I can make like, maybe $80 a day door dashing. The weekend's coming up. Today's Friday, so I definitely want to get my battery and get up and running today, which I will. So like that's what keeps me happy, is that it's not the end of the world. Like I'm not stuck on the street homeless, which I've damn near been really close to doing before. I have been passed out at the liquor. I've passed out outside before, which is dangerous. I got a little taste of homelessness. But that's been years ago. And I'm just happy with my life right now. It's not exactly going the way that I want it to, but excuse me, I get comments on my videos that mean a lot. And that even if my video is only getting like 100 views, this last one that I uploaded cracked 100. Bro, I was so happy about that. There's not that made it worth it for me. And then I had people in the comment section, just talking about stuff that they go through and shit like that. And I mean, that's what it's all about. I love like streaming video games. I don't do necessarily IRL streaming, which, like I said earlier, is the other topic that I wanted to get into. But I'm just going to save that for another video, because this video, as it is already at 10 minutes long, and I don't really want to run it too long. I've been making these videos like 15 to 20 minutes long. I don't want them to run that long. I feel like, even if the content is like somewhat interesting to listen to, nobody wants to sit there for 20 minutes. And if you do, then you could just click on another video. I have 180 videos. Just click if you want to hear me talk for an hour. I guess you might open up a stream. I don't know. Because those run on for several hours, although I'm not really speaking about topics on those. I'm just playing video games and talking. But again, though, that leads me to like the streamers. Like, it's one of the original ideas or topics that I wanted to talk about was like, I'm so happy that like people can make a living streaming. I think that's so cool. Be it video games or IRL, you're doing what like a lot of people wish they could be doing, and a lot of people say that like when you turn your passion into a job, it's like not a passion anymore. Like it doesn't become fun, and I think like I can somewhat agree with that. Like the space that I'm in right now, I'm making videos for free. I don't get paid for it. I'm having fun talking to people, playing video games, yada yada yada. And I think that's not necessarily the sweet spot. I think the sweet spot is when you have like, a couple, maybe 100 or 1,000 followers or whatever, and you're able to make a little bit of money, but it's not necessarily like your full-time job. Maybe I think that's like the sweet spot. I think once it becomes your like actual full-time job, like content making is like your full-time job. I think that's whenever it becomes tedious. I do this a lot where I'm like, well, where do you draw the line though? Because like if I was to become super big on streaming but I still maintain the same lifestyle, then I'd be fine. But like if I blow up, not me, but like if you blow up, say if somebody right here watching this video, you start a stream right now, you blow up, you buy a brand new Benz, brand new house, then it becomes stressful because then it's like now you have to maintain those things and you don't know how long you're gonna be popular or anything like that. I was watching a video earlier where that's like that's the thing. Like you don't know how long you're gonna be popular. And like I remember when I first got out of high school, I got this job doing construction, right? And like this was during the summer. And at the time I was making like $15 an hour. I was an apprentice carpenter. It was sick. I was like, damn, I'm gonna buy me a new car. That's what I did. I bought a like 2012 Ford Fusion, I believe it was. And actually, I don't think I was getting paid $15 an hour. I think I was getting paid 12 or 13, because I was making like $400 or $500 a week, which this was in 2013, I think. But anyway, got me that Fusion, and guess what happened during that first winter? Laid off because I was an apprentice, and like wood framing is like generally an outside job. So there's no need for wood framing whenever it's snowing outside, which I live in the Midwest. So every winter it pretty much snows sometime around January, early January, mid January, some shit like that. So then I was without a job and I had a car payment. So then I had to like pivot, and go get like a job doing retail or some shit. I kind of like I forget what I did, during that time period. It was so long ago. But anyway, I'm rambling now, and the point of this video was just try to explain, trying to stay positive and happy even though shit's not really going your way, which I feel like, you only get better at the longer you're here on this earth. And at 30 years old, I'm not great at it. I still let shit like get the best of me. But I think at the same time, as a grown 30-year-old man, I can't just like sit and throw a, pout. There's a formula to get things back on track, and you follow that formula. Because worse things are going to happen. 100%. Like, this is not like my last bad day of the year. We're in January. So, like, I still have more shit to go wrong during the year. So, I'm going to get over this, and I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing, fucking making videos, talking, because that's what I feel like doing. That's what's fun to me. So, anyway, I appreciate everybody's time as always, and the comment section is always like a reason. I don't want to say a reason. The comment section is always fun to converse with people, and just remember, no matter how bad you're doing, there's always somebody doing worse. You're still alive, as long as you're not like addicted to something. If you're addicted to something, then you're in a pickle, and you might need a little help. But like, if you're just having a couple bad days, a couple bad days, and somebody cuts you off or something, it's not the end of the world, dude. Get some pan dulce or something, and you'll be all right. Anyway, peace out. Appreciate y'all. Later.